Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of abandoned mansions that no one seems to want to buy. Mansions have always been associated with luxury and extravagance, but sometimes even the most magnificent properties can't find a buyer. From spooky tales to sky-high prices, we've got it all. So, let's jump right into it. Here at Wealthbound, we are your ultimate destination for all things opulent and lavish. Whether you're an aspiring, affluent individual looking for inspiration, or simply someone who's endlessly fascinated by the finer things in life, Wealthbound is here to elevate your senses and transport you to a world where luxury knows no bounds. Our first mansion is the Bubble Palace, a property that seems straight out of a fairy tale. Located in Europe, this stunning villa boasts 29 bubble-style rooms spread across 6 levels and offers a breathtaking 180-degree view of the Mediterranean. It's been a hotspot for high-profile events including fashion shows and even James Bond's birthday celebration. But despite its charm, it's failed to find a buyer, possibly due to its hefty price tag of $456 million. Next up, we have the New Jersey Watcher home, a mansion with a spine-tingling story. After the Broadus family moved in, they received unsettling letters from the Watcher, who claimed to have been observing the house for decades. The house became infamous, inspiring a Netflix series, but it ultimately sold for a loss of over $500,000 due to its eerie history. Imagine living in a grand mansion with southern charm, just like the Priestley Mansion in Canton, Mississippi. Built in 1852, this masterpiece has a rich history and some ghostly tales. Despite renovations and a lowered price, it remains unsold at $1 million. Moving on to the Chrismar Castle in Connecticut, a stunning example of Gothic architecture. Despite its impressive features and history, it struggled to find a buyer. The price hike to $60 million may be one reason, along with its remote location and eccentric style. In the UK, the Updown Court is a mansion with a whopping 50,000 square feet of space. It offers luxury beyond imagination, but it's been on the market since 2015. Its high maintenance costs and a history of falling behind on payments make it a tough sell, even with a price tag of $138 million. Our next mansion takes us to Taiwan and the Old Liu family mansion. Abandoned since the 1950s, this red brick building is surrounded by eerie legends, making it a destination for thrill seekers. Yet no one wants to take on this mysterious property. Pillars Estate in New York, a historic mansion with 110 rooms, is another mansion that struggles to find a buyer. It has whispers of ghostly occurrences and a daunting price tag of $1 million, but it remains vacant. In Hampshire, the Victorian Folly stands tall as the world's tallest building made of unreinforced concrete. This unique property has struggled to find a buyer, perhaps due to the 330 steps to the top and its remote location. Lywood Hall in Philadelphia is a Gilded Age mansion with 110 rooms, but it's faced years of neglect and financial woes. Even with a price tag of $11 million, it found no takers until it was sold to a non-profit organization in 2023. Lastly, we have the Peter Grant Mansion in Canada, a massive house that was never completed or lived in. Despite its grandeur, it hasn't attracted buyers, possibly due to its unfinished state and financial issues. Moving on to the charming Forge Mansion in Pennsylvania, a historic stone mansion built in 1749 by Baron William Henry Stiegel. This Georgian masterpiece boasts 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 7 functional fireplaces, and original woodwork dating back to the colonial era. It's a piece of history. But here's the catch. It's believed to be haunted. Ghostly tales of a crying woman, German prisoners of war, and even the footsteps of Stiegel himself have deterred buyers. After being on the market for over 15 years, it was eventually sold in 2020 for $650,000. Now let's talk about the Aubrey Lewis house in Montclair, New Jersey. This nearly 100-year-old residence had quite the journey. It was inherited by Barbara Cochran from her grandmother, who was the first female mayor of Jordan. Barbara put the house up for sale for a mere $10, but with a catch: the buyer had to relocate it, which came with a price tag of $20,000. No takers. So, after standing unclaimed for years, the town decided to demolish it, making way for a new development. And now let's venture into the heart of Manhattan, New York, where we find the Hon Party Penthouse. This 7,500 square foot pad was the playground of fashion designer Roy Halston, who hosted legendary parties there in the 1970s. It went on the market for $38 million in 2011, but was eventually sold to fashion designer Tom Ford for $18 million in 2018. However, it's still unclear if he resides in the house or just collects it as part of his portfolio. Our next stop takes us to Boston, Edison, Detroit, where you can find Tudor-style homes galore. These majestic homes, dating back to the 1920s, offer incredible opportunities for buyers. However, they come with a twist. They require extensive renovations. Buyers will need to roll up their sleeves and invest in fixing windows, doors, fireplaces, electrical wiring, plumbing, and more. One of these homes, located at 2224 W Boston Boulevard, was recently renovated, giving us a glimpse of what's possible. Ever wanted to own a 4-bedroom house in Jordan, Minnesota? Well, there's one available, and it's free. Barbara Cochran inherited this house from her grandmother and was looking for a buyer. But here's the catch. The house needs to be relocated, which costs $20,000. Plus, it requires significant repairs, adding another $150,000 to the bill. The house was used as a storage unit before, and it's quite the project for the brave-hearted. Let's talk about the Schwers Mansion in Lake Forest, Illinois. This Gothic-style mansion sits by Lake Michigan and boasts 21,000 square feet of space, 12 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and a 400-foot-long beach. It's hosted royalty and nobility over the years, but it's also rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of its past. Despite its grandeur, it's been empty for about 50 years with no takers. It's still waiting for a brave buyer who can handle its eerie history. And now, let's venture into the heart of Manhattan, New York, where we find the Hon Party Penthouse. This 7,500 square foot pad was the playground of fashion designer Roy Halston, who hosted legendary parties there in the 1970s. It went on the market for $38 million in 2011, but was eventually sold to fashion designer Tom Ford for $18 million in 2018. However, it's still unclear if he resides in the house or just collects it as part of his portfolio. Our next stop takes us to Boston, Edison, Detroit, where you can find Tudor-style homes galore. These majestic homes, dating back to the 1920s, offer incredible opportunities for buyers. However, they come with a twist. They require extensive renovations. Buyers will need to roll up their sleeves and invest in fixing windows, doors, fireplaces, electrical wiring, plumbing, and more. One of these homes, located at 2224 W Boston Boulevard, was recently renovated, giving us a glimpse of what's possible. So there you have it, folks, a tour of abandoned mansions that have had their fair share of struggles on the real estate market. Which one of these mansions intrigued you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and please subscribe and give a thumbs up for more. Stay tuned until next time.